Right now, as you watch this video, there is a man in America who can drop a bowling ball on his shin, jump off a two-story building, or get hit by a literal truck, and his bones will not break. He doesn't wear armor, he doesn't have metal plates, his body is entirely organic. But if this man steps into a standard swimming pool, he will instantly sink to the bottom like a block of solid iron and drown. How is that biologically possible? Most of us grew up on a massive lie. Hollywood taught us that if you want to become a superhero, you need a catastrophic accident. A radioactive spider bites a nerdy teenager, and boom, he's scaling skyscrapers. Gamma radiation hits a scientist, and boom, he's a giant green wrecking ball. But let's be honest with ourselves. In the real world, intense radiation doesn't give you lasers from your eyes. It gives you a hospital bed, a pile of medical bills, and a very grim conversation with your doctor. And a spider bite? Best case scenario, you're just sitting on your couch, scratching your arm, and wondering why your life isn't a Marvel movie. However, nature actually has its own silent way of creating real-life X-Men. No laboratory explosions needed, no toxic waste required. All it takes is a tiny, microscopic typo in your biological source code, a genetic glitch. Medical history shows that some of these typos are so incredibly wild, you might actually be carrying one right now without even knowing it. Today, we're breaking down the secret mutations that turn ordinary humans into biological anomalies. Welcome to the world of real-life cheat codes. Our story begins in 1994. Somewhere in a small town in the United States, a regular man was involved in a horrific car accident. It was the kind of head-on collision where first responders arrive on the scene already expecting the worst. They expected to find a human puzzle, shattered bones, severe trauma, the usual tragic outcome of a high-speed crash. But when the paramedics opened the crushed door, the man didn't need a stretcher. He literally stood up, brushed the broken glass off his jacket, and asked if everyone else was okay. He didn't have a single scratch, not a single broken bone, not even a microscopic hairline fracture. The doctors were absolutely baffled. They assumed their X-ray machines were broken. They dragged him to a different room, used different equipment, but the results were identical. His bones looked different on the screen. They weren't shadowy gray like yours or mine. They were thick, solid, and completely opaque. When top geneticists later sequenced this man's DNA, they traced this anomaly back to a specific gene called LRP5. To understand how insane this is, we need to understand how your skeleton works. Your bones aren't solid rocks. If they were, you would weigh as much as a small car, and walking to the kitchen would feel like a heavy weightlifting session. Instead, nature engineered human bones to be porous, filled with tiny sponge-like holes that keep us light and agile. The LRP5 gene is the supervisor that tells your body when to stop packing density into your bones. But this man's genetic code had a literal bug. The stop signal was permanently deleted from his DNA. As a result, his bones were 8 times denser than the human average. Scientists eventually tracked down his extended family and found that none of them had ever broken a bone in their entire lives. They could fall off a bicycle at maximum speed, crash into a concrete wall, and they would literally break the pavement instead of their arm. It sounds like the ultimate military-grade upgrade, right? A real-life Wolverine? But every superpower comes with a hidden tax. Because his skeleton was so incredibly dense, he had absolutely zero buoyancy, meaning this man could never swim. The moment he entered deep water, he would sink straight to the bottom like a giant block of solid iron. So, would you trade the ability to swim for the power of never breaking a bone? Hold that thought, because our next mutation gets even weirder.